I'm still using the wiki. And I just wanted to show you one way in which I'm using the wiki. Here we have on Home Advanced page 3, here it is. Some work connected to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, those people who use or have used Headway Intermediate might recognise this. There's a lesson in the course book that looks at an article on how people's lives can be changed for the worse when winning the lottery. This work is based on this, but it's for a more advanced class. In the book, they begin by looking at the song from the film High Society, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So what we did was to do it in a different way, to focus more on that, because if you've ever looked at that song, the vocabulary is really quite something. So we'd been talking about money, and I asked them to do this. Here we have a hot potatoes matching activity. It's very easy for students to match because it rhymes. So who wants to be a millionaire? Have flashy flunkies everywhere. Who wants the bother of a country estate? A country estate is something I'd hate. They can do this before class, during class, or even after class. They can download it on their computers. They can do it when they want. You might have noticed that the vocabulary there was quite challenging, and so we use it as a basis for dictionary skills work. When you've done the matching exercise, you might want to check some of the new vocabulary. If you haven't got your own monolingual dictionary, you can access an online one like the Longman Dictionary. And you can check up words like it's coming, here it is, flashy, for example. It's not as good as the real Longman Dictionary, of course, but for those who want a quick access, here it is. It tells you bright, big, bright, expensive, and it also gives you the common collocations like large, flashy cars, flashy dresser. You can listen to it. So it's, as I said, not as good as the real dictionary, but better than nothing. Okay, let's see if we can get back to our course. Here we are, yeah. Then there's more work for them to do. And finally, instead of listening to the cassette, we took a video from YouTube of the actual scene in the film. You probably can't hear this, but you can see it. And the choreography is already quite good. And of course, they can go home and watch that again as often as they want to. There's also a link to a group of Portuguese students who had obviously been using Headwork and who made their own version of this. So we then decided that the students decided this, not me, that they wanted to try writing their own version with different things. So instead of flashy flunkies, which sounds a bit dated, who wants to be a millionaire, have lovely houses everywhere. And the results, which aren't actually here because we did them in class, were quite creative. And they're still making their background video, but they were very motivated to do this. Then we had some questions to discuss connected to this, and the results could be written on the discussion page. And finally, in the next lesson, we had a little cloze test to check that vocabulary that we'd looked at in class. Again, made with hot potatoes. Very easy for students to use because with the hint button, they can get letters even if they can't find the word, and they can do it again as many times as they want. So this is an example of an online lesson that's very easy to make and that students like a lot. The reason that I sometimes use this is that I can embed videos here, whereas in the Moodle, my university firewall or something stops it. Okay, so if we go back to the presentation, we've seen various ways of using the e-learning site systematically and making it part of the whole learning process, breathing life into it, which is what I'm trying to do. Unfortunately, not everybody is doing that, and perhaps this means that there's a need for more training, I think, more awareness among those who are using the site, because it's really is not being used to its full potential. So, conclusions. The VLEs with the interactive internet offer us a way of opening up the classroom, going out into the world, bringing things into the classroom that we can't do or couldn't do in the past very easily. Materials can be accessed and modified on the VLE when and where learners and teachers want to, and this is a big advantage. The language learning process becomes part of another process of communication by means of forums of wikis. So it's like a type of Facebook just in the classroom. And that changes the relationships between learners too. And finally, I think learners become more autonomous as they learn how to choose what and how they want to interact in English. So, that's about it from me. But if you want to visit me on my site, please do. I'd be very happy to see you. This is the link, http Hartle Distance Learning, all one word, .wikispaces.com. If you go to the site and have a look at it, I think you can probably get a better idea of the sort of thing we're doing. So, thanks and bye for now. Bye for now.